He was one of them. Would it be a lie?
I'm not saying that unless and until when Fode will say whether he was there or not.
From what you know,
yes.
you worked with the panel.
Yes.
Would it be a lie if Dembadem said when he went there, Fodebari was there?
I'm not saying she's lying. She might be correct, of course.
But it is more likely to be true than false, isn't it?
Yes, she might be true, yes.
How about Baba Saho? Was he a member of the panel?
Baba Saho was a member. He was there.
How about Haidara? Haidara too was
they
a member
all
of
members.
the panel.
They were all members.
And all those people he named were members of the panel.
Yes, that's correct.
So what is the likelihood that what he said is false?
No, I'm just telling you that we were then dealing with the military council, not the civilians. The civilians later, maybe they might be coming, but not during the time that we were there, or I was there seeing them. If it is true, I will tell you. Why should I say they were not coming or so?
No, you are avoiding responsibility for the direct torture of Dembadem.
No, I didn't have any direct torture with them, but I'm to be candid. If I have direct torture with them, I would come and tell you that it's true. I said the torture that I've done is true, and I've confessed it here. I said it. But I've never seen even them or neither even torturing them.
Okay, hold a second.
Yeah.
May I ask that the GRTS video be played, the one reproduced by Raki Media, showing the confessions that were made by those who were arrested in connection with the 2006 coup d'etat. 4 minutes? That's too long to wait. I mean, the video's been given to them a long time ago. Any feedback? Okay. Mr. Chair, I understand that the internet is slow. The video is not downloading. Perhaps maybe what I can do is to play it from our laptop, show it to the commissioners, and then present it to the witness and ask him to comment on my question. Would that be an acceptable way to proceed? So we save time.
Is it a viable alternative?
Yes,
all the
at
viewers
least, we would find a way of doing it. We would show the video to the commissioners. It's very short. It's just the sequencing of those who were interrogated and were confessing on TV. So there is no definite order. It is You have police, civilian, and military. So our position, therefore, is that if he was present, he could not have missed the civilian in the group.
Fine, let's proceed as you suggest.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Could you show the video to the commissioners, starting from? Yes, yes. You just scroll. Mr. Chair, the video that we would show you would have the name of the individuals who confessed on television. And you would see in the video that you would have first you would have Tamsir Jase, who was in the police force, and then you would have Mr. Aliu Job, who was Accountant General and a civilian, and then you have Bunja Dabo, who was a soldier.
For showing that you're going to do, or can we have it from some distance out here? We see as a
No,
group
we just pass it round to the commissioners.
That's tedious.
It's tedious, it's unwieldy, but that's the only thing we can do. Otherwise, we would have to wait for the 4 minutes they asked for. Or in fact, to wait for the internet to...
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second.
The internet to they need to have enough internet for it to download.
Let's wait for the 4 minutes then, and we continue with what you'd want to do. Is
but
okay?
the 4 minutes may not even solve the problem, because it's an internet issue.
Yeah.
They suggest it's an internet issue. So let me confirm.
Yeah. Go ahead with that. Can we just wait for them?
Mr. Chair, they still haven't, in fact, downloaded the video because of the slowness of the internet. So perhaps maybe I should just leave the point and move on.
Yeah, can we just do that, please?
Yes.
Move on. Thank you.
So we move on. But Mr. Martin, I just want to tell you that those who confessed on television did not they appeared on a random order. There was no separation between civilian and military. And you were present when the video was shot. So you therefore must have seen the civilians there.
Yes, at the time.
So the only point you dispute now is that you did not see any civilian torture.
During the investigations.
You did not see any civilian torture?
No.
Okay, the question I would put to you now is, you may not have seen it, but do you know whether in fact civilians were tortured during that investigation?
That's what I'm saying. If I know, I will tell you, Council.
You
At that
did
time,
not know?
no, I didn't
Okay.
know that they are tortured.
All right. There were other allegations that were made against you with regards to also the falsification of evidence against the civilians.
Against?
The civilians, the confessions that they were that they were obliged or forced to make. You also denied participating in that.
No, with the civilians, never, Council. I've never. If I do, I will tell you that, yes. But for the civilians, never, Council. Never happens, Council. Maybe the NIA officers can able to say something about that. They can tell you they are here, and I know they will come and testify.
The problem with that is the civilians have named you as having been there and having participated. And not only that, having tortured them too.
That's what I'm saying. It's not true. And then the NIA officers will come and testify here to confirm that it's not true. We were dealing with the soldiers alone, as I said. These new allegations, even I'm just hearing them. God.
No, no. We have given you notice of all the allegations, haven't we? And the notice of the issue of falsification of evidence was also provided to you. So you are aware of that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's recap. You agreed that you tortured Sana Sabali.
Yes.
You agreed that you participated or presided over the torture of Sadibu Haidara. You agreed that you participated in and presided over the torture of RSM Sanyang.
Yes, Sanyang, yes. But for Sabali on 2 occasions that I can press on, the only 2 occasions, not the other. Yes.
You agreed participating in a kangaroo panel that was aimed at obtaining confessions from suspects by force,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, correct.
You participated in a panel that tortured suspects and extracted confessions from them, correct?
Correct.
You participated in the falsification of evidence that incriminated suspects who were brought before the panel.
Correct.
Those are the violations which you accepted.
Correct.
That brings me to the end of this questioning, and I hand over the witness to you, the Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emma Council, for that, and thank you, Mr. Martin, for your testimony.
Thank you.
Before I ask the commissioners if they have any questions to ask, the listing that Council has just gone through, I think I had about 5 or 6 individuals who had been tortured by you, and that you confessed them to, and also the confessions that you made earlier on today.
Yes,
about that. The slapping of people around,
yes,
they don't, you're questioning somebody,
yes,
and you generalize that,
yes,
which I don't agree with that generalization of what happens in this country,
yeah,
that if you are questioning your own children, if teachers are questioning students, military, security people are questioning individuals, you don't get the answer, either the answer that you want or any answer at all, you just go around and slap them. Notwithstanding all that, how do you feel, having risen through the ranks to be a brigadier general in the armed forces of the Gambia?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question, Commissioner. I think with all what has happened, Commissioner, I've already said it, it was the situation at the time. The situation was so terrible in this country during 1994 era. Coups and counter-coups were the order of the day. That's the time this country started seeing death. On 3 occasions, we start seeing coup d'etats happening. Mistrust. Everybody was thinking of your life. Orders were given. Sometimes you go and then don't even know what to do. Young officers by that time, we are carried at the time. The country was tough during 1994. The military discipline was not there. This is what brings all these killings. Discipline was the problem, Commissioner. Because if there was discipline, we will not kill each other or neither torturing each other. But the situation at that time, discipline was lacked. fighting each other for positions. That was the order of the day at the time. We all know that in this country. People were fighting for positions. The junta were all fighting for positions at the time. Killing each other. Putting us together. We will not trust each other. Everybody was thinking about your life at the time. And that was the status quo at the time, Council. But we managed to live with that. Thank God, today I'm sitting here. But I could have gone by now, like others. Because coups and counter coups, when they come and meet you, more so a bodyguard, you are already gone. But we survived it. We tried with the blessing of the Almighty Allah. And that's how we keep going. And through that we start to proceed, try to do our capacity, building training, having access of going on overseas training to pursue our courses, work hard at the time for this country, up to where I am today. As Brigadier General, we pursued a lot of courses outside overseas training. I did that in Gamal Abdul Nasser in Cairo, just of recent in 2006, 2016 and 17. We were 25 generals in Egypt. And I was given the overall. 25 generals from Africa, just of recent. The records are there. But we try to pursue and then change the attitude, the mindset. The mindset of the army was the problem at the time. Commissioner, things were tough. That's why we managed to go through all these difficulties that we don't want it to happen. Never again. Never we want to see coups or, tortures or whatever. That's what brings us today where we are today. But as I said, at that time, Commissioner, it was so terrible. The situation by that time, coups and counter coups, everybody in uniform throughout your life, for 4 years, 5 years in uniform, that was very, very terrible at the time, how the country was going on. But as I said, we are human, Commissioner. We made mistakes at that time. It's not that those mistakes that we do at that time will do it now. Never. We say never to coups, never again. Never to tortures. I believe in that. And that's what we are doing even now with the armed forces. We have a strong roadmap that we are putting the footing of the armed forces as we speak now with the Chief of Defense Staff. That's what he is doing. To make sure we have a very good army, very sizable army, disciplined army, know their constitutional mandate, their roles and responsibilities. But at that time, those were not happening. As for what is happening now. But to say, we regret it. I regret all what has happened. 100%, Commissioner. And I ask for, I'm apologizing to everybody that I've wronged. I repeat, I am apologizing to everybody, all Gambians. Never again. I made mistakes, I did wrongs. I'm human. But at that time, that was how the situation was at the time. Most of us see ourselves in that, situation at the time. We don't want to. We'll not do that today. But by then, as young officers, corporals, sergeants also, coups and counter coups were coming on your head every time. It was just terrible, Commissioner. But to tell the Gambian people that we regret all what has happened. We did wrongs, terrible wrongs. Killing our own people, torturing our own people. That was the status quo, Commissioner, at the time. Yes, exactly. I agree with you. But I am here to say, I am to apologize to all Gambians and everybody, both here and in the diaspora, that never again, it happens, never again to coup. All barrels of the guns, let them silence everything. We see what is happening now. Things are going far. The government is working, things are calm and stable. The country is moving in a right footing. And this is all because of peace and stability. So, Commissioner, this is it. We regret everything. I personally regret it. I'm apologizing to everybody that I've wronged, whether I know it or not. I'm human. I make mistakes. I make mistakes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Commissioners, Commissioner Jones, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. General Martin, in addition to the tortures, the series of tortures mentioned by Lead Counsel Fowl, Babu Jangha, who happened to be the driver of Ducham, also testified to the commission. And he said during his arrest, you supervised his arrest, wherein he was also beaten. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, he was beaten at the NIA. Yes, correct. Yes.
Did you supervise that beating?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've said several times that you regret your actions. At what point in time did you start regretting your actions?
Almost since after, the coup, after the last coup. Seeing, yeah, 2000 that is the 2016 two-term era. Because what I've seen, it was too much. It was too much that I definitely regret it. As I said, a lot of things have happened. Even an officer who is married to my sister was, killed. An officer. And we were all part of it, seeing those things happening within even your family members. How are you going to even see your family members and talk to them? But at that time, that was what was unfolding. Coups and coups, no respect, killings, tortures. Because anybody you arrest, you must, torture to try to get certain info. That was the status quo at the time. Young officers, discipline was lacking, no discipline. So this was what I regretted all what has happened, Commissioner Jones. It was just unfortunate that we see ourselves in such situations, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Sorry. You have a point of order.
I just want to show the Commission something General Martin is alleged to have said on the national news in 2014. And this would explain or would shed some light on the answer he has given to the question by Commissioner Jones. Because he said that from 2006 onwards, he regretted what they had done.
Please proceed with that.
And this is what he said. In 2011, Martin told newly promoted non-commissioned officers in Banjul to sacrifice for their country at whatever cost. It is time for us to nurture extra sacrifice for this country. Work for our leader, our people, and for our country. The Gambia is what we have. We must also work as a team and family, respect one another. Let us sacrifice and prepare to die for our Commander-in-Chief. I leave it at that.
Thank you for that information. And you have more questions? No, hold on. You didn't finish. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Lead Counsel Fowl. My final question to you, General Martin. You've repeated several times that the situation at the time was really tense. We've also had other witnesses who've come here and testified that they had to resign. Given that you realize your mistakes, as you mentioned, why wasn't resignation an option for you?
Resign? No. I'm working. I have to work. One have to work. And for living, I have to work. I have to work for this country. I have served almost about 38 years now for this country, since 82. By then, Jammeh was not in power. The Jawara's regime, I started working in 82. I have to continue working for the family and for the country. I have to work for the Gambian people, and that's what I'm doing. And that's what I was ever do. Work hard for this country. Both Jawara's regime, Yahya Jammeh's regime, Barrow's regime, I continue to work hard. And I can give you a lot of things that has unfolded. Just hard work. That's what is important now, to work for your country, die for your country. It's the people that you serve. It's the people that you are here to defend. We have to live and die for the people of the Gambia. And ever since, that was what I was doing. Both Jawara's regime, Yahya Jammeh's regime, and now with Barrow's regime.
Thank you very much, for that. Deputy Chair, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, witness. In 1994, you said you were still a young officer. But in 2006, you were already a mature officer. You were already 42 years. So you cannot use your youthfulness to argue that you were young and that is why you made mistakes. In 2006, you were already 42 years. So the answer that you just gave to Commissioner Jones was that you had to keep on working. So to save your position and to save your own skin, you were ready to sacrifice the lives of your other colleagues by joining in, I don't know how to call it, in fabrications that made sure that your colleagues and innocent civilians were sentenced to prison for 25 years or more. How does that sit on your conscience today?
Commissioner, that was not basically the issue. It was about coups and counter-coups that brought in all this situation. And I repeat it again. It was coups and counter-coups that people were asked questions. Fine, I was I'm an officer at that time, second lieutenant also. But coups and counter-coups was the order of the day that people have been accused of coup. This was how the situation was unfolding. People were accused of coup d'etat. Go and investigate. This was how the situation was, Commissioner. We have to go and then try to find out, do the investigations with the NIA. This is only what has happened. It was just because of the coup d'etat. But other than that, we could have not even touched anybody. But when somebody is accused of coup d'etat, even myself, if I'm accused, they will do the same thing. But it was unfortunate. It was totally unfortunate that such situation happened, Commissioner, at the time. This is what has happened. We see ourselves in it. We see ourselves part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Commissioner Carr, followed by Commissioner Kinte, followed by Commissioner Jallo. Then later on you come. Fine. Commissioner Carr, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Deputy Chair. That was the first question I wanted to ask, but you've asked that question. My second question is, don't you think you contributed to creating the situation that you said you abhorred by being a willing participant in obeying legal orders?
Can you repeat?
You said the situation at the time was terrible. My question is, don't you think you participated in creating that situation by obeying illegal orders?
No, The The situation was tense because of coups and counter-coups were the order of the day. That makes the situation in this country worse. This is all about it. It was during the coups and counter-coup eras these things all happened. After the coups and counter-coups, do you hear any other thing again? No. But we were all in uniform. And when coups came up, everybody is in a terrible situation. That's how the situation was in this country. You cannot know even where you will be even mentioned. If they say a coup, everybody is thinking of who is going to be mentioned. Because next minute you will go. You thank God if you are not even mentioned. Because that was how it was. Mistrust, we didn't respect one another. Discipline was not there. Of course, without discipline, coups and counter-coups will all fall. And that's all where we all see ourselves. Myself, others, and others in the army. But as I said, it was unfortunate. That's the terrible mistakes we've done for this country at the time. And we regret all those what has happened during the time. We really regretted it.
Okay, that brings me to my second question, which is that since you said you've regretted what you have done, did you try to meet your victims before, to apologize to them before coming to the commission?
Yes, no, for now it's only Sanyang that we met during the Ramadan, and I asked forgiveness to him at the headquarters. Okay, I did that. But others to whomever I can see or I can meet, I'm here to ask for forgiveness. For everybody that I've wronged, whether I've known it or not. I'm just human. We make mistakes. Terrible mistakes has happened. But never again. Those things happen in this country again. Never again.
Thank you. Commissioner Kinte, followed by Commissioner Jallo. Oh, sorry. He has another question.
Final question is, what's the difference between Jammeh's rep and Jammeh's observer?
Well, as you can say anyhow you can see it. Just reps. You go and then be there to see what is happening. Yes, you can. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman.
Commissioner Kinte.
Martin.
Kinte. Commissioner, yes, sir.
Let me say General Martin.
Sorry. Yes, sir. No, Commissioner Kinte.
I remember Asa asked whether you had daily work schedules when you know what is ahead tomorrow, next tomorrow, or whatever. You said you had never had one.
No.
But funnily, you told us that anytime the military were there, you were there. Anytime civilians...
most of the time,
yes.
Huh?
You said all the time.
Yeah.
And you said most all the time when they, except one moment during the video recording, that when civilians were there, you were never there. Did you always have prior information that today is your priority because it's military, or today is your lax period because it's civilian?
Basically, Kinte, the link was there. It's not about military comes and go, but that was how things were unfolding there at that time. But the link is there, of course, with the State House and the NIA office at the time.
So they tell you it's not necessary for you people to come from State House because today is civilians?
No, basically no, not.
Or
yes, it depends. You can go and meet them, you can go and then you don't meet them. It was how they were dealing the sessions. But the sessions, they were dealing it with the military force. So I do know that we were directly dealing with the military at the time.
And when you finish with that, you just get up and go?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes. But
and you will
what happened after, it was the NIA then.
Yeah.
And who will be there to continue their investigation, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
My second point is, you were just asked here that someone found that what was happening was wrong. and had to take some decision. In your own conviction, what was happening in those days? Were they right?
Well, basically,
The atrocities, the
no,
tortures, or
absolutely, never again.
no, I mean, never again from here. I mean,
Yes.
before. Were they right?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Never again. Wrong. Absolutely wrong.
They were wrong.
Wrong.
And you
Absolutely.
knew even at that time that they were wrong.
Yes.
Was it that you did not have choice?
That was the situation. It was the situation at the time.
No, but someone resigned because he knew what we were doing was wrong. He made a good timing and said, after my 6 years, I'm leaving. And he left. And that's a much younger soldier, earning less, less exposed or whatever. Excuse me, why didn't you have the choice to leave? Because it is not only when you serve in the army that you are serving Gambians. You can serve Gambians in a number of portfolio.
We did.
Why didn't you have the choice to take another type of job for the Gambia than staying in a service that you obviously know that you are terrorizing Gambians and so on?
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying. It was during the coup that such situation happens. It never happened till November 11. It started. As I said, that's where we start seeing killings. And it start unfolding, going. So what can we do? And we all see ourselves part of it.
You also said...
that's what has happened, Commissioner.
Yes, you said you regretted, you started regretting from Trrc's
yes.
coup, 2006.
Yes.
And 8 years later, in 2014, what was read, the lead counsel read? 2011. 2011. You said you should be prepared to die for your leader. Today, in your remark just few moments ago, you said we should be prepared to die for our country.
Of course.
Which is which? Dying for the country or dying for the leader?
The leader is the country.
No.
He is the head of state.
No, but he cannot be equated with the country.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is, you die for the if you said you die for the leader, you die for the country.
It's implicit that when you die for the leader, you are even that leader who will engage you in wrongdoings that you already know. If you die for that leader, you are dying for your country.
Yes, you can die for a leader, you can die for your country.
Okay.
It's both, vice versa. You can die for both. Of course.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Jallo. Imam.
I am very much overwhelmed by your apparent self-denial and for refusing to help this commission. And I have two things I want you to clear for me. First of all, you seem to blame the chaos to coups and counter-coups.
Yes.
How many coups and counter-coups occurred during that period?
Almost 3 times.
3 times. Only 3 times?
3 times.
And how long did this saga of killing people, torturing them, wrongly imprisoning them last?
Yes, that's also within those periods.
How many years?
Up to 2006. That's what I'm saying. Trrc,
what I'm saying is, for how long did the torture of Gambians occur? For the period?
It happens during, Trrc's, coup attempt.
It went on up to very recently, up till when Yahya Jammeh was moved out of power. Isn't that true?
Yes, that's when was.
And that was a period of over 22 years.
Yes.
Isn't that a long time for people to endure, and for you to sit here today and tell us you are very sorry, you feel that these things will never happen again? How can you assure us as a commission that this will never happen again?
It will never. We're even working on it.
How can you assure us this will never happen again? That's the question.
Torture? No. Torture. We are now in a new democratic dispensation. We're working on the government. So we are working hard to make sure it doesn't happen. Never again. Since 2016.
It's not you who will assure that this will never happen again, because we are the perpetrators. So you can never convince me and this commission that this will never happen again with people like you in the system.
Right?
Do you think so?
No.
How many of you are in that system now who should have been somewhere else? Worse than where you have put
No, being
innocent
in the
Gambians,
system, no.
where you have put innocent Gambians.
No. Commissioner, a lot of things has happened and still people are in the system. People are still in the system.
That's just
That's what I'm saying.
That is just
People
a
are-
general statement. It is
Yes.
not what my question is about.
Yes.
My question is about people who are openly known perpetrators and who made Gambian people suffer are still in the system. I think they should not be there. Don't you think so?
No. No. Commissioner, it was an unfortunate issue. The situation was terrible at the time, so those things happen. It's not now that one can able to do that now. We will not do it. We were very young officers at the time. We are very young officers, course and counter course, that's where we see ourselves. Do you think that that will happen now? We will do that now? No. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It was course and counter course bring
It's very likely it will happen if people like you are still in the system.
What?
Fine. Thank you very much indeed for that exchange. Commissioner C, you have the floor.
Alage Martin, Monday lena moma jagal ci wax.
One thing surprised me in the whole testimony.
Li nga wax ni yegulo won coup d'état la.
When you said that you were not aware that the move by the soldiers was a coup d'etat,
Te waxon nga ne deggon nga ne nangu nañ Fajara.
and you had said that you heard that they had overtaken the Fajara barracks
Bi nga joge Banjul.
when you were leaving Banjul,
Te kamon ngeen li ngeen baye Banjul itam bi nga ñew ci bridge bi.
and you knew what you left in Banjul while you were on your way to the bridge,
Ngeen nangu itam and ak ñooñu ngeen dem jublu Tet House.
and you agreed to join those people and move along with them to the State House.
Li day jaxal na man.
That is surprising me.
General Martin, before you answer that question, I think there's a bit of a problem in the question, either in the interpretation or as it was read out. What was intended rather is to say the movement from the bridge to State House and not from State House to the bridge. That was an error. So in effect, the question is, as at the time you were leaving the bridge to go to State House, you already knew that Fajara barracks was already taken.
Correct.
How come you did not know that it was a coup at that stage?
jërëjëf ci question bi.
Thank you for the question.
waaw bu nekkee si bridge bi.
While we were at the bridge,
ba ñoo dem Banjul.
up to the time we left for Banjul,
si lañ doog a yëg ne.
that was when we realized that.
waaw ne Sana Sabally jël na Fajara barracks.
That Sana Sabally had taken over the
gaayam
Fajara barracks with his
waaw ne
people.
capture nañ foofu noonu.
That they had captured.
because ñun suñ fall back mooy ñun fu ñu doon dulee yaakaar mooy.
Where we had to fall back on was on
fala suñ amoro bi nekk.
That was where we had our
fala suñ commanda bi nekk.
That was where our
fala
commander
suñ
was.
yeneen soldat yi nga xam ne ñoom lañ doon yaakaar pour ñu ñëw dimbale ñu si bridge bi suñ leen soxlee fa lañ nekk.
That was where some of our soldiers we relied on to come to the bridge to assist us.
jëlee foofu.
So when they took over the place,
ñu xam ne jeex na.
we knew that was the end of
amatuloo
it.
fenn foo yaakaar.
There was no other place to
ñoom
rely
ñu
on.
ëpp gànnaay.
They had more weapons than we had.
ëpp ñu soldat yi.
They had more troops.
moo tax mënuñoo reyanteeg ñoom si bridge bi.
Which was why we couldn't
ñun AK-47 rek
fight with
lañ
them
amee
at the
woon.
bridge. We had only
ñoom ñu ngi
AK-47s.
indi weapons yu rëy yoo xam ne ñu ngi doog a génn si army bi es.
They had big weapons new weapons that just
so
came out in the army.
lii moo xew si bridge bi.
So that was what
bu fekkee ñu ngi
happened at
dem
the
sax
bridge.
si lañ doog a dégg ne Sana jël na Fajara barracks.
It was when we were going, when we heard that Sana had taken over.
then ñun ñu
Fajara
continuer
barracks.
di dem towards Banjul si
And
waaw
so
si aaj bi.
we continued going towards Banjul.
waaw
towards the
loolu moo xew.
That was what happened.
waaye dama yaakaar ne ñii ñaxtu moom yaakaar naa du ñu am gannaay de da nga foogoon ne ñoom dañooy dem rek pour ñaxtu rek
waaw
waaye ñii ñaxtu yaakaar naa du ñu am façon yi gannaay yooyu de.
ñaxtu soldat. gànnaay rek. waaw imam soldat du dem ñaxtu nii muy dem ñoom dañ ñëw ak gànnaay
A
soldier does not just move empty-handed. They go along with their weapons. They broke through the armory and they took weapons. Federal barracks and we did all the work of the country.
Internal security bi yep suñu loxo la nekkon fi man mako in charge ak commando unit Gambia yep
control.
Su Jawara di tukki man mako escort mu dem ñëwaat.
When Jawara is traveling, I am the one that
patrol si Serekunda stadium security lo halat even hotel si sa fofu yep mako la handle. TDA bi nga nga ñu wat TDA fi ka ko Sran lañ attaque.
Handled by me.
Toj fofu nonu jël from billions. Amat ba mu ngi won amen Kotu Sran Novotel.
Protestant was attacked here and stolen.
The commando
was made to us. Commandos assist in guarding the and which was why we started patrolling and people had the peace of mind. Day and night we did all the work in the country. And that was the that I'm talking about.
Ñoo passé ngaaw di Bakaw. Gis nu ñoo trainer ñun buñ jéxalé ñoom gaay
and he saw all the
decorated
and he decorated the officers.
Jógé ci lolu
after that
commando yi ñoy def lu nekk ci dëkk bi fi waxtu bobu moy lu paramilitary di def légui
at the time
waxtu bobu lolu moy won ñu sun liggéey
are doing now
1994
and that went up to 1994
ci lañ doga dégg I mean problème bi
when we began to have this kind of problem coming from the army.
Man ñu jël ma jël commando unity pour dem jëli Jawara ci airport bi escort ko ba Banjul on the 24th.
Commandos to escort Jawara from the airport.
Loolu yëpp def naa ko fi. 24th before 22nd ma jëlee Jawara at the airport ñu disarm guys ba pare ñu yóbbu ko ba Banjul.
I took the president Jawara from the
gis na egg na State House.
We disarmed all the soldiers at the
airport. Then ñun ñu ñibbi.
Took him to Banjul.
Ci suba si tam rek ñu déggaat ne toj nañ amul.
And then returned to our homes. But in the morning we
problème ñëw na yëpp yundum
that the soldiers
ñun ñu ngi gendarmerie ñu ngi Bakaw nga xam ne amuñ benn problème discipline ñun dañ def law dañ xam loi.
We are the gendarmerie we are in Bakaw and
dañoo dem am station si fii si dëkk bi gendarmerie station si ay Kairaba Avenue amin police yëpp ñu mu ngi fa woon si time gendarmerie waaye yëpp mu ngi jógee rek waxtu boobu noonu yundum.
And everything was alright. There was discipline.
All
the problems started in Yundum. When the Amori was broken, how did they break? Get all the arms. This is what brought all the problems for Gambia. We found ourselves at the bridge, but we did not have the weapons to counter them. So we found ourselves in the situation. And so this is and
counter coups
and counter coups.
A big problem.
Everybody knows it.
Discipline lack.
Became a problem.
Mistrust lack.
There was mistrust. Was looking out for himself.
Yi so demé nga dem ñu jola order sa nga dem pour def li defuloo ko so ñé yow dañ la rey da nga dem
an order which you fail to execute.
Lolu moy won lu doon xew ci dëkk bi at the time.
That was what was happening in the country at the time.
Su doon keneen la man tamit ñu Alage ma ne man ci la bokkal nit ki dafa ñëw téye ma doon ma def ma the same thing.
Also alleged
waaye loolu la ko yàlla bindee woon situation bi noonu la moloon waxtu boobu.
Killed. But this is what God wills.
So li moo xewoon I mean yaa imam.
So this is what happened.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you very, thank you very much. You want a question? Go
ahead, please. Brigadier General, I wanted to ask one question to you. Is it a force upon you people to go and kill? Because I have never heard somebody saying, it's Yaya Jammeh who sent me to kill. And as a Gambian, and a pure Gambian, and a pure Muslim, if they say, let you go and kill, I think you should have thoughts behind your mind and say, you are representing the Gambia, you are representing people in the Gambia, you neither die, or You talk to Yaya as far as you are very close to Yaya.
Yaya never asked me to go and kill.
So it's only you people who decided that you are going to investigate and you are going to kill.
No, we didn't kill. We go and then investigate. Torture, yes.
Yaya is the one who told you to torture?
Yes, he gave you
and have the information and took it to him. Take it to him.
No, at that time, that's how the situation was, Commissioner. If you go, that is the situation. I am telling you where we found ourselves at the time. If it is even somebody else, he will do the same thing. That's how the situation was. Everybody was in uniform, and any coups and counter-coups attempts, it was a problem.
So I think, to my surprise, you people are not loyal Gambians.
You don't say you are not. We are loyal Gambians.
No.
Of course, Commissioner. We are loyal.
Mr. Martin, it's nice to hear all that you have said. But who do you actually blame for this situation?
We blame ourselves. We blame Yaya Jammeh.
Oh, you sure it's Yaya Jammeh?
Yes. I mean.
Fine. Thank you very much indeed. And we'll give you just, if you don't mind, because of the time involved, a few minutes to make my closing remarks. But one thing you want to leave you with, coups and counter-coups don't give anybody license to rain terror and atrocities on your own people.
Exactly.
For those coups and counter-coups, 3 of them you said, for a very short period, the tortures, atrocities, and other things went on for almost 22 years.
Yes.
Anyway,
yes.
You have a few minutes only to make your concluding remarks. Thank you.
Yes. So once again, I thank you, Commissioner, for giving me the opportunity to give remarks. As I said, I apologize to everybody. Anybody that I have wronged, I am here to apologize for our mistakes. It was unfortunate. We have to forgive. We are human beings. When this situation happens, it was just terrible at the time that we all see ourselves in it today, sitting here. Commissioner, I'm here to apologize to all Gambians. To tell them that never again such things will happen in this country. We make mistakes. But that was how the situation was at the time that we make these terrible mistakes. But we are human. We don't make those mistakes now. We will never do those mistakes now because we've seen the light. The army, we've changed the mindset of the army. Since 2016 up to now, the mindset of the personnel of the army has changed. We have a very strong roadmap for the Gambia Armed Forces with the President's Chief of Defense Staff on capacity building, rule of law, know their constitutional mandate, and then work hard for their people, defend the territorial integrity of this country. And this is all what is part of these reforms now at the moment. We are in the phases of reforms, and the army will be reformed. But as I said, it was unfortunate. We made terrible mistakes. We regret it. I personally regret what I've done. I'm here to apologize to everybody that I've wronged. Sana, I'm apologizing. Babukar Sanyang, anybody. Anybody that I've wronged, I'm here to apologize to you. Forgiveness. Because we are just human.
and the never again is here to stay. So once again, Commissioner, I'm here once again finally to thank the Commission for your findings. Yes, it's normal to find out the truth of what has happened, and we'll be here to continue helping of getting the truth for the Commission.
Thank you very much.
So once again, I thank you so much for having me today, Commissioner.
Thank you very much indeed for coming to testify. We will break up now and meet again on Monday at 10 o'clock. Council, do we have witnesses prepared for the Monday session?
I would imagine that we would, and I hope next week would be as interesting or even more interesting than this one. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all very much. Have a nice weekend. Meeting is adjourned.
Yeah. Thank you.